Kentwood. Episode 3, Alpha Dog, by Jacob Thompson. Hello, I'm Dr. Daniel Sebago, and today I'll tell the story of how famed detective Dr. Elderedge Kentwood got his dog. I'm unsure if Professor Kentwood ever formed a friendship with another human being, but his affection for that dog was well known. The acquisition of the dog is a story well worth telling, because on this adventure, I learned some of Professor Kentwood's most implacable enemies. It all started when I tried to buy a dog for myself. Excuse me, madam, do you have a laid-back, medium-sized dog that doesn't bark too much?
I sure do. I think that pets should have the personalities of their owners, don't you agree?
I certainly do. Now, do you have what I want?
It just seemed to me that you might be in the market for a high-strung, bloodthirsty dog that barks constantly, craps everywhere, and humps his bitch every day. I guess I was wrong.
You've just lost a potential customer. I'm sure you've heard the maxim that if you get good service, you tell a friend, but if you get bad service, you tell 10 friends.
Like you have 10 friends?
Ever since I started working with Professor Kentwood, I was periodically harassed by people who opposed the just and fair investigations of the good doctor. I described my encounter to Professor Kentwood
Daniel, of all the dozens of places to purchase a domestic animal, why did you choose to descend into that nest of enemies?
You mean Layla loves lapdogs, right?
I am indeed. It is painfully obvious that Layla Lawler, the store owner and namesake, means nothing to you.
What should it mean?
2 years prior, I failed her from my class for cheating. She responded to this stress by drinking herself into a stupor and blundering into traffic. Miss Lawler lost a leg from that adventure, and the medical costs dissuaded her from paying tuition and continuing her education. These two experiences left her with an artificial limb and a hatred of myself.
I don't understand how a drop-out deadbeat is a threat to you, even if she has an entire pet store at her disposal.
She is not working alone. There is an entire network of people who claim to have been wronged by me and have sworn vengeance. Granted, there is only so much they can do so long as that stooge Grackle remains in office. But remember, even fools can be dangerous in large numbers.
There he is, Patrick. I get to listen to Elderedge Kentwood all day. Aren't I lucky?
Quiet down when you talk about that stuff. You shouldn't talk about Dr. Kentwood if you don't have to, and you definitely shouldn't have taunted Dr. Sebago.
I can't help it. He's such a dork.
This organization wants to strike at Kentwood, not Sebago. Trying to destroy Dan Sebago is like Han Solo going out of his way to destroy that monkey thing that dances for Jabba the Hutt.
Nerd.
Excuse me, I heard that I could buy a baby hippoplatypus.
You were misinformed.
Somebody told me a lie.
Let's see where you can get a hippoplatypus. There appears to be a few stores that sell that particular species, but they're all in deepest, darkest Africa.
Africa? I ain't going there. I live on a fixed income.
This is crazy.
Shh! What's that echo? Are the voices in my head angry again?
We did some work on the walls, and there's an echo and stuff now. Stupid contractors. You get what you pay for and all that.
If you ever want to settle for a dog or a cat, we'll be here.
Daniel, this is annoying. Let us discuss matters elsewhere.
Very well.
We will obtrude upon the hospitality of my next-door neighbor.
He has posted a sign on the door telling people to leave him alone. I doubt he will welcome us.
Salutations, Professor Singh.
Kentwood. I am busy. Professor Kentwood would like me to tell you that we need to use your office for a few minutes. Why?
I have a problem that a mere pedagogue such as yourself will never encounter. Such is the price of ambition. Now, Daniel, the fact that my office and the office of Layla Love's lapdogs are recording each other is a manifestly untenable situation.
What are we going to do about it?
I've obtained a detailed map of the store from an undercover customer. Multiple wiretaps were installed, and all of them are on this map. Do your level best, however good or otherwise that may be, and try to recover all the devices you can before they do so and report us.
What are you going to be doing?
I shall be standing guard in my office.
And you are?
Yes, I can only assume we are quite distracting, but we enjoy your company no more than you enjoy ours.
While I was en route to Layla Loves Lapdogs for the second time, Professor Kentwood needed to entertain a guest who thought along the same lines as us.
Enter, Patrick Cranberry. I recognize your uniquely rapid footsteps and angry percussive door knocking.
I don't need to take you by surprise, Kentwood. I got you red-handed.
Come now, Patrick. One gathers evidence before forming a conclusion rather than t'other way around. You never caught on during your graduate studies, but it's never too soon to learn.
You never signed my dissertation because I didn't kiss up to you like Sebago.
Your research was every bit as mediocre as your toadying, young man. Besides, I believe I could get out of this chair and slap the aggression off your ugly face, and Professor Grackle would only encourage me to do more.
Grackle's a tool.
Grackle at least understands his essential tooldom and does not overreach himself as you did when you recorded my office. The device in my office was exactly the same type you used to monitor small critters in the woods. I took the liberty of dusting for prints, and I expect them to be similar to the prints I collected off the papers that you submitted to me years prior.
Even if I put something in your office, the high ground isn't very high, because I know for a stone-cold fact that your office heard my conversation.
You are a most serious young man.
Would you understand jokes? It sounds like you got a dog in the wall. It doesn't sound happy.
Beyond that wall is the mediocrity that is Dr. Alston, if only for a few hours a week.
I have a suspicion of who was upsetting that dog so much.
Hey, nice doggy. Oh, God. Jesus, oh, God, please help me.
What are you doing here after hours, Dr. Sebago?
I'm being mauled by this vicious hound.
Do not believe there will be no repercussions should Daniel meet his end at that wretched sty.
He was breaking and entering.
I was a bit loopy with antibiotics and wearing a sling when the four of us held a meeting to settle our differences at Leroy's Haute Cuisine.
It is completely out of my price range, but damn it, here I am.
You are not obliged to eat. If you need extra money, inquire if they are hiring dishwashers.
It just blows my mind that we got Elderedge Kentwood at the negotiating table. It's so surreal that I feel ready to eat a snail or a frog or whatever gross stuff they get.
He prefers that the likes of you call him Professor Kentwood. What are your demands?
Both of your resignations.
Humbug! Balderdash!
Obviously, the only way you're leaving is when your cold dead body is ripped out of your chair. What I damn well expect is that you will destroy the files that you've been keeping on us for assurance that neither you nor your agents will ever again enter Layla Loves Lapdogs, and especially that the surveillance equipment is going to get gone.
That's what you were trying to do anyway when Sebago got bit.
Professor Kentwood would like to know the names of everyone conspiring against him.
Aw, it's just us two.
Professor Kentwood does not believe this to be the case.
Would Sir and Madame be ready to order?
Yon questions de moment, monsieur. J'ai affaire avec les imbéciles américains, et je demande humblement votre forbearance. Merci.
Imbécile américain, la plus mauvaise sorte. Je retourne promptement.
French is such a beautiful language that it even makes Eldredge Kentwood sound sexy.
I like that I can't understand him when he speaks French.
Continue, Daniel.
Since, as expected, you have lied about your organization, Dr. Kentwood has told me to tell you that it is only a matter of time before he discovers the whole truth. In the meantime, he would like to take that evil, vicious dog free of charge.
Giving an animal a home? Sweet.
His home shall be my office, because it is madness that I must stand sentry 24 hours a day. My new dog shall devour the flesh and drink the blood of unwanted intruders.
Good. It sounds like you're going to get somebody killed and wind up in jail.
Professor Kentwood advises you to avoid his office and says once he exhumes the truth of your organizations, he will do what he will.
Of course he will. I just don't want him to hear my conversations and stuff.
It seems we are done. Daniel will show you where the offending equipment is after we have supped.
And so, upon my return to the office, he marked our dining companions for destruction.
Fetch me my fool's cap, Daniel. I must mark these two on my enemies list.
I must bandage my arm when I'm done here because the dog bit me again before it could be muzzled.
He must not like you, Daniel. He appears to enjoy my company. I shall name him Alpha, for he is first among dogs. Good dog.
I would appreciate it if you could train Alpha not to attack me.
For you, certainly.
The dog paid dividends almost at once. Kentwood was rarely disturbed afterwards. For example, this scene transpired the following week.
The Castilian diamonds have been a prized heirloom in our family since they were bestowed on the first Lord Hamswich by Queen Elizabeth in 1590. We will pay handsomely for their return.
I want to know how you feel when I barge into your office and interrupt your business.
Sick him, Alpha!
Oh no! Oh my goodness.
Alpha was Professor Kentwood's best friend for years to come, and he soon enough came to tolerate me. Before long, I was only rarely attacked. I myself did eventually purchase a dog. Her name was Finnegan. She was a standard poodle, and she had nothing to do with any of Kentwood's adventures. We'll return to those adventures in future episodes of Kentwood.